Hi everyone, welcome to the online classes. In the last video lecture, we have discussed about the motherboard and the different buses available in the CPU and a computer system. And today in this class, we are going to discuss about the memory. Memory is nothing but it is just a storage area. As we know that for physical components are things what we are working with in a daily life, like it may be a paddy or else it may be a rice, like that items we used to store. We used to store for the purpose of for future purpose. We used to store a rice, paddy, like that items in the godowns, which is called as a storage area. In our computer system, we work with the data. Data is nothing but any information or raw facts which is need to be helpful in the future. We used to store that data in the form of memory. It's a electronic storage area which is not a physical one, and memory chips are a physical. Just the thing this word memory is just not a physical, it's just a electronic storage area where we can store the data which is needed in the future. And then coming to the point, memory is of a different types we have. In the computer, we have a different types of memories, like a internal one and a secondary memory. Internal memory or a secondary memory, where as the name says, internal memory refers us the inbuilt memory given to the computer system by the developer. By the developer, they will provide a essential and needed memory by the computer itself, by the inbuilt. It is called as a internal memory, and secondary one is a memory that is expandable by the user itself. By the user itself, if you want to expand the memory of a computer, in the sense, that is called as a secondary memory. Now let us have a brief explanation about the internal memory in this section. That some of the features are there for the internal memory. Those are temporary storage, limited storage capacity, fast access, and a high cost. When comparative to the internal memory, it is an inbuilt one, and developers will be gives you for the specific purpose of the computer system. Temporary storage, it is just a temporary storage. It is not a permanent one, and it don't have the long life. It don't have the long life of a storage capacity. It's just for a temporary purpose. We use an internal memory like a register, RAM. Have you heard that RAM in a phone memories? We widely using a RAM, word RAM. This is nothing but a temporary storage. For the temporary purpose, we are using the RAM. And in the last year, first you have learned about the RAM itself. It is nothing but a temporary storage area. Limited storage capacity. As we know that internal memory is the fastest compared to the secondary memory. The speed of an internal memory, speed in the sense accessing the data, that may be a reading or a writing of a data in an internal memory is faster compared to the secondary memory. That's why we used to say faster access and a limited storage capacity. When the developer or a company gives us some amount of a computer, some amount of memory to the computer, it will be limited. They will give the memory or a capacity of a memory will be that will be limited. Why? Because as it is, the internal memory is a faster one, and it costs expensive than the secondary memory. For that reason, the company will provide a limited memory to the computer system. The internal memory will be limited one. That's why we used to say limited storage capacity, because it is a cost effective than the secondary memory and faster in access compared to the secondary memory. faster access, that is nothing but accessing the data, retrieving or just retrieval or else getting a data into the memory limit, that's the internal memories is a faster access compared to the secondary one. And a high cost, we have said that when there is a speed of a memory, accessing of a data from the memory or to the memory is a faster, in the sense automatically the cost will be high cost of a internal memory compared to the secondary one. These are the features of a internal memory. And we have the different types in a internal memory. One is a register, cache memory and a primary memory. These are the three main types in a internal memories. That's in a registers, cache memory and a primary memory. And you have learned about these memories in the last year itself, even though I am going to discuss with you about this one. Registers are nothing but some high speed memories. High speed memories resides at the CPU. These registers are nothing but high speed memories and resides at the CPU, because these when the CPU needed any data for the processing, when the CPU need any data for the processing purpose, it will be directly connected with the registers, cache memory and the primary memory, so that the registers, cache memory and the primary memory are the responsible for providing the data which is needed for processing to the CPU, so that CPU directly connects with the registers, and these registers made up of transistors and the capacitors. This cache memory and the primary memory, where in the primary memory you will get a RAM, ROM, two types of RAM and ROM, and the different types of RAM and ROM again. So these cache memory, primary memory and the registers are made up of transistors and the capacitors. Now registers are high speed memory, as we know that it is the type of internal memory. So and it is a cost effective, expensive, high cost, because it is an internal memory, type of internal memory. And these registers, number of registers are available with the CPU, and this can store only a few amount of data in it. So because it is a limited storage capacity, so it is about a register. This is a high speed memory, and yes, registers are the high speed storage devices and a limited storage capacity. Those have the limited storage capacity, and these registers get the data and instructions which is needed to be CPU, which the data and instructions which are needed to be CPU is get by the registers. And these registers can store the data and instructions for a temporary time period. For the temporary time period, this stores the data and instructions which are needed to be for the CPU. And next one is the cache memory. It is the smallest and high speed memory. Cache memory is this cache pronounced as a cache. It is pronounced as a cache. This cache memory is a temporary storage, not a long life, limited storage capacity, faster access and expensive. As compared to the registers primary memory, the cache memory is very expensive in the internal memory. And different types of cache memories are there, and these cache memories will be resides in between a RAM and a CPU. CPU and a RAM. Either tell a RAM and CPU or RAM. This memory, cache memory resides between or else situated, or else we can just see the cache memory between CPU and RAM. And we have a normally older version of computers having the two different types of cache memories like L1 and L2, where this L1 and L2 resides in different places, where L1 will be attached with the processor main tube, the CPU. It will be attached with the CPU, or within the CPU it resides, and L2 will reside between a CPU and RAM. What it means? It is just resided in with the processor, and what it means residing in between the RAM and CPU. That means this L1 CPU, or else you can write it as a processor. This is resides with the CPU in the sense that is the speed of a L1 is a less compared to the L2, and where the speed of a L2 is 2 times higher than the RAM. RAM is nothing but a random access memory, which is volatile and a faster memory in a internal memory. Okay na? This L1 resides with the CPU or a processor. With the CPU only, it will binds or resides, and the speed of the this L1 is slower as compared to the L2, and the speed of the L2 is a double times or twice times as compared to the RAM, and almost it is equal to the just speed of a CPU or a processor. And the capacity of this cache memory from the 256 KB kilobytes to 2 MB, it is very small. It is very small compared to nowadays memory capacities. Nowadays we are finding around 1 TB, at least 1 TB capacity hardware and like that hardware secondary devices. But as compared to this cache memory is very less. That is from 256 KB to the 2 MB. This is the capacity of a cache memory. And in the updated the capacities are requirements of the computer system. Nowadays we are working with a cache memory with a 3 types. That is a L1, L2 and a L3. Where these L1, L2, L3 are found in a i7 processors. Nowadays we are working with the Pentium i7 processors, which are having the 3 types of cache memories L1, L2, L3. And the capacities of these L1, L2, L3 is L1 around 256 KB, L2 is around 3 MB, and L3 is L2 is around 3 and 6 MB, L3 is around 12 MBs of memory spaces with a cache memory. And you can you have observed or not, I don't know, while surfing in a Google server or a Yahoo or any Explorer, have you found any just pop-up messages called cache? Just you need to accept the cache to work on with that server or also website. If you want to continue, you have to accept the cache. This cache is nothing but contains a small amount of data and instructions needed for the websites at the time, and you need to accept compulsorily to work with that website. And this is a temporary one. When you the computer power off and goes on off and return on, there will be no data and instructions in the internal memory, overall registers, cache memory and the primary memory. Primary memory is a high speed memory one. It has two different types of memories, RAM and ROM. We will discuss the about primary memory in the next classes. Thank you.